Get your motors running, motherfuckers. We're heading out on the highway. Good morning and welcome to my channel, Traces of Nuts, although at the moment it is called T is for Therapy. A little disclaimer, I'm not a licensed therapist. In fact, we don't even use the word therapist really in Australia. I mean, we say therapy, but if we're getting therapy, it's with a psychologist or a psychiatrist. But back to work today after a long weekend. Days anyway. But I've just had to leave my baby girl Sunny home all alone for the whole day. Although she's honestly, hey Crystal, good morning. She couldn't be more perfect for me. She gets up, has the mad zoomies for like 10 minutes and wipes herself out. Like she eats breakfast, then she zooms around the house for 10 minutes and I chase after her. So there's my bit of exercise. And then she finds a spot that she loves, and she loves quite a few comfy spots, and passes out. So she's awesome. Hello, beautiful Michelle. Back to work you go. Yeah, it's a weird time for people when I go live now. And like I said, there's probably heaps of other YouTubers doing stuff at the moment. But I just like, because it's a bit of a slow drive into town on a work day. Like it's at a good time of day, it's like 35 minutes from Hobart where I live. But on a work day, it's like an hour. So I like just going live and chatting. Just checked my fuel, got plenty of petrol or gas, as some of you would say. And I never really have a topic when I drive. I mean, a bit of a topic this morning is Biscuit being left on Sunny being left on her own. Well, she's probably not. Biscuit's probably with her, actually. So I put some soothing music for anxious cats on, 24/7 YouTube channel. She was already sound asleep. And she's got her enclosure that she can go out in during the day and watch all the birds, and I think she'll be fine. I know she'll be fine. My only concern is that she doesn't try to escape when I get home. Hi, Ruth. Good morning. I like it. I like that this J's for Justice stuff's gone down, because it's going to bring like some of my OG YouTube buddies. It's bringing them all back together, and they're also going to get to meet all of the people that have been subbed to my channel and have become really close buddies since I got dumped from the This for Justice Wrench crew. And you're all going to dig each other a lot. It's exciting. Because, I mean, one of the advantages of getting booted from J's for J is that I went off and just did my own thing on my little channel and explored other channels and met all these other great people along the way. So, you know, every cloud has a silver lining. But it's kind of exciting to think you guys are all going to get to know each other, because you really are the diamonds of YouTube. We've all been on YouTube a long time now, and there's all sorts of characters on YouTube. There's obviously lots of different creators, there's lots of different bots, and there's lots of different subs, members, and there's all the Discord people and the Patreons. Like, there's characters everywhere. And sometimes it's the chat of a channel that I used to love frolicking in, and I still do. Like, sometimes what the creator was up to wasn't really the main attraction. It was the camaraderie between the subs that I found enjoyable. I mean, if it's a creator who's got original content and who gets you thinking, and I'll use Critical K as an example of that. I'm more than happy to have them on live because bring it on. Let's challenge our brains, right? But there are other channels that just bleat on about shit a bit like me. And often it's the chat that makes the channel great. So welcome one and all. Just to let you guys know too, if you're new to my drives, I'm on StreamYard, which is actually like I have to use the website on my phone. As a result of that, hey Jamie, as a result of that, being on a website rather than an app, I can only, and StreamYard's a bit temperamental anyway, but I can only see like 3 comments, and please, like Jamie's doing, feel free to use capitals, because then I've got a better chance of being able to glance down and read some comments. Hey Clear Floss Construction, how you doing? You're finally getting used to it. I know, it makes people nervous. Because, yeah, I mean, I lived in the States, so if someone in America goes live when they're driving, it doesn't freak me out. Like, my brain just automatically adjusts. I had someone that came in and alive when I was driving one night saying, well, this is a head-on collision waiting to happen. And I was like, yeah, look, I just want to get home. Probably be a bit more optimistic, mate. But I get that it would freak you guys out, but it feels obviously very natural to us. But driving on the right-hand lane, like right now, just doesn't make sense to me at all. But I am left-handed, so I could be biased. So anyway, little Sonny's got a day at home alone. My sister's coming to stay the night. She's already met Sunny. She met her with me at 10 Lives on Saturday. But she's coming down for a sleepover. I'm cooking some prawns, or it's what some of you guys would call shrimp. Paul Hogan never said, like Crocodile Dundee never said throw another shrimp on the barbie. It's throw another prawn on the barbie, mate. But he had to change it for the American audience. Looks like Yowie country. Oh, so that's what I was saying. Feel free to write in capital letters. If you feel like you're shouting, that's your problem. I'm asking you to do it because I can't read. I'm blind as a bat as it is. So, yeah, I've got reading glasses on, but feel free to yell at me. Yeah, driving on it felt weird to me when I drove in the States too. I mean, obviously because it was different. I mean, it would feel perfectly natural to everyone that's grown up in a country where you drive on the right-hand side. But it never felt like, it just sort of felt illogical to me. But I also love that the US is so different in that regard. Things that they do that are, it's sort of almost like, hi, we're a new country and we're going to do things the way we want. You know what I mean? Good on them. So, yeah, Angie's coming down. We're going to have a prawn, like spicy prawns with an avocado and cucumber salad. And she's going to get to bond a little bit more with her new niece, Sunny, who is exquisite. She's such a gorgeous girl. The Zoomies in the morning, it's going to be hilarious tomorrow morning. I'm going to say to my sister, I'm really sorry, but you're going to wake up before 6 a.m. because once Biscuit, I keep going to say Biscuit, once Sunny has had her biscuits for breakfast, the Zoomies are on, and I get up at like 5:30. So my sister is going to hear a herd of elephants running up and down the hallway in the morning. Sucks to be her. I mean, even if I don't chase Sunny, she is so cute. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's very different to Biscuit, but has her own big personality and works, but she does a few things that are like Biscuit as well. It's really lovely. And then I feel for Sunny though, because she'll be on her own all day. Then we get home, have dinner, probably hang out with her for a couple of hours, go to bed, and then Edge and I leave again in the morning. But I can't project my emotions and feelings onto my cat. Why don't I keep saying my cat onto Sunny? Because she's her own woman after all. To be honest, she would probably like to have the house to herself. She's a housemate. She's not been around a lot. She's getting tight. She can do nudie runs all day, which is what I used to do when I had housemates. When you finally got the house to yourself, nudie runs, how much fun were they? Sunny does get her exercise in, and then there were Zoomies happening last night when Scotty, Bernie's partner, he popped in. He was really keen to meet her, and she put on a show for him. There was a lot of swimming around, and of course, just completely hooked him in. If you make eye contact with Sunny, that's it, you're done. She's yours forever. In a loving way. She's mesmerising. She's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and she will get used to me coming and going, which is really cool because Biscuit and I had, last year was COVID and self-isolation and me being sick and her being, she was, when I say sick, she had really bad health conditions that affected her. We were inseparable for a lot of last year, and just me starting to go to work this year was a bit of a struggle for both of us. Whereas this little one's not going to know any different. This is basically the house that she's moved into, and I'll increase my days this year, and she will adjust to that. But I mean, most animals that rock up to a new house get the weekend with the humans, and then the humans go back to work for 5 days. So she's going to still see a lot of me. Like after Wednesday, I've got 5 days before I have to work again. So she's going to get plenty of attention and space. It's a perfect combo. It's a beautiful day here in Tasmania today. We're heading for a top of 18 degrees Celsius, which isn't hot. It's just mild. It is autumn here after all. Or wait, should I say fall? See what I mean? There's another quirk of America, of the US. Oh, like, I kind of like that it used to confuse me, or I'd be like, really? And now I'm like, no, I kind of like that your country just went, we're a new country and this is how things are going to be done. So like fall, I will never ever accept aluminum though. How can every scientific table on the planet say aluminium and you guys are all like, it's aluminum for fuck's sake? No. The rest of the world disagrees with you on that one. But even like messing with French, so like for you guys an entree, well not now, but you call it what we call a main course, you guys call an entree. But entree in French means first or starter. Like you bullshit, you rewrote languages and did all kinds of stuff. Drive on the other side of the road. And that's where Australia disappoints me, because although we were colonised by the Brits, we are still a young country, and we had the opportunity to go, let's cherry pick bits of different cultures and create our own identity. We picked up a lot of, especially English traditions, which even just with our climate don't make sense. Looks like it's just you and me chatting, Jamie. Maybe I need to start spilling tea and I'll get people chatting. But yeah, like Australia could have gone, well, we're a fucking stinking hot country. Let's bring in siesta. Oh, both are said. Okay, so it's an entree on its own. Oh, okay. I mean, I sometimes have, because I don't like gigantic servings of anything. Um, I sometimes have like two entrees. Like if we go out to dinner, a group of friends, I'll order an entree as my entree, and then I'll order an entree as my main course because it'll be a smaller serving. I kind of eat Japanese ikigai style, like I like small servings that you savor every mouthful rather than shovel a gigantic bowl of pasta in your gob. And I get bored if it's the same thing and it's a huge serving. Like if it's not good, if it's average, you got to sit there eating that giant plate or bowl of whatever it is. It's like yawn. At least if you get entrees, if it isn't the best entree in the world, it's not that big. You're folding laundry, Crystal Dawn. That's awesome. Africa had Christmas mid-summer. Yeah, we've got a weird, because our Christmas is in summer, there's this weird thing that started in Australia called Christmas in July for the, I don't know, what's the word for people that are addicted to Christmas? Christmas files? I don't know. Um, who's tooting the horn? We don't toot horns in Tasmania unless we're saying hello to a friend that we spot on the road. Oh, you do that too. You do Christmas in July, so you do like a summer Christmas. That's cool. See, I actually have refound the spirit of Christmas when I built my house. It's a really good house for entertaining, and it's obviously on the beach, and because we have summer Christmases, it's great because we all eat a shitload of food, go down to the beach, take the boards down, muck around in the ocean. Oh, the entree appetizer thing. Gotcha. Full-suited Father Christmas on the equator is so wrong. Yeah, well, I mean, even though we have our Christmases in the summer, there's still, Santa Claus is in the full furry garb that kids can go and meet. And for a long time, all our Christmas cards were all pictures of snow, which is hilarious because even though it snows in Tassie, it doesn't snow at sea level, like maybe once every 4 years. Although there is a video of it snowing last year on my channel at my house, which was really random, but it's like a once in every 4 or 6 year experience. It did actually snow on Christmas Day here one year too, but Tassie's 4 seasons in one day. So, but yeah, all the Christmas cards were all, snowflakes and reindeer running over snow and Santa, in the North Pole. And it's only sort of the last 2 decades that we've started to have like Australian, or maybe 3 decades, Australian carols, Christmas cards with Santa wearing board shorts and with a surfboard down on the beach with his little Santa hat on still. But I loved it when I lived in the States. My first white Christmas. Oh my God, how I loved it. The other thing that cracked me up about the States when I lived there, and now Tasmania actually has one itself, but it blew my mind that there were Christmas shops that were open all year round. And in fact, the first time I felt homesick when I was living there, I went into a Christmas shop and I heard some Christmas carols, and that was when I was like, oh my God, I miss home. I don't know why I connected home to a Christmas carol, but I did. I suppose, the whole family gathering or something. I bring my breakfast on the go because I don't like eating as soon as I wake up, but I've got a little hot cross bun. I've got two, actually. They're mini ones, though. I was asked the other day on a live what a hot cross bun is. It's like a little fruit bun, and then it's got a little cross on the top, which is made with icing, white icing. They're an Easter thing. But as soon as it's Boxing Day, which happens to be Sunny's birthday, the 26th of December, she's poor. I feel sorry for her. She's going to get a heap of presents from me on Christmas Day, and then she's going to get her birthday presents on Boxing Day, and then she's got to wait a whole year. Trust me, she's going to be spoiled all year round, but I might give her a birthday in July. My friend whose birthday is on Christmas Day, she has a birthday in July. The 1st of July is the date that she celebrates because, she's got to compete with Jesus for attention. I know quite a few people who have birthdays on Christmas Day. How ripped off are you? You get your birthday presents and your Christmas presents on the same day. And then you've got to wait 365 days for it, 364 days. Sorry, I'm eating with my mouth full. That's gross. So, yeah, a lot of them choose to have like a date in the middle of the year to celebrate their birthday. I mean, it's bad enough being a January baby like I am because I used to get presents at Christmas and it's like, this is your Christmas and birthday present combined. I'd be like, wow, aren't I lucky? Thank you for that. And I'd get exactly the same kind of stuff that my brother and sister got. It wasn't like I got extra stuff. Yeah, Jamie, I don't know if we ever chat about that, but I was actually due on New Year's Eve. But I decided to emerge 12 days later. Which is weird because I suffer from compulsive promptness now that I'm out of the womb. But yeah, 12 days. And my beautiful cousin Lizzie Beth, she's New Year's Eve. I was kind of glad I didn't arrive on New Year's Eve because I feel people on New Year's Eve. I don't know if you do, Jamie, but I've had some great New Year's Eves, don't get me wrong, but I've had some shitty ones too, like often fighting with a boyfriend or something, especially when I was way younger. And if that had been my birthday as well, I would have been really bummed out. Oh, you were early. You were due around my date. Oh, we swapped our arrival dates. I wondered who was responsible for that. Hey, we're both Capricorns, so Sunny. Two Capricorns in a house would be interesting. I've never ever lived with another Capricorn. I've never dated one. It's going to be interesting. I think we'll be all right. She's way chill as well. Like, we're both really chill, so I think we'll be fine. So the thing that brought us all together was this platform called YouTube. Initially, for me, I found it to be a really great source of entertainment, and I gravitated towards train wreck channels. These days, I'm all about content. I'd rather put on a channel that has original content and watch a live or something that they did, or listen to a live that they did even a year ago talking about some topic, than tune into most of the channels that I used to watch, because they're all like on this bloody merry-go-round and it's like Groundhog Day. I went live from the beach in February saying how I couldn't believe the Christmas wish lists were still being discussed. And no, it was the first day of March, I think. I know it couldn't have been that recent. Maybe it was, but and then all the Diane's channel stuff is still going, and now there's all the channels that are talking about all the friends that have jumped ship and are now in their former enemies' back pockets. And as the days of our YouTube lives roll over, it's Groundhog Day. Stop animal cruelty. Hello, beautiful. Oh, yours is in July. Perfect, Crystal Dawn. That's perfect. 6 months, Christmas, then 6 months your birthday, then Christmas. Brilliant. You clever, clever girl. How are you doing, Stop Animal Cruelty? Oh my God, I am so besotted with my little Sunny girl. she's healing and I'm healing and it's lovely. And I had a few moments over the weekend where I was very, very sad. In fact, when I rescued Sunny, I burst into tears because they said, "Oh, have you rescued a cat from 10 lives before or adopted?" And I said, "Yep, I'm Biscuit's mum." And then I just bawled and the girl came around and gave me a big hug. She said, "We're all still so sad about it too." But I got a message or a comment on one of my photos of Sunny on Facebook last night in the Pets of Isolation group, and one of the girls who's a carer at 10 Lives said, "Far out, like her posture and her face are so much more relaxed." Because she was actually getting very depressed and very despondent at 10 Lives. So much so they're about to put her back into foster care, which would have been really good for her psychologically because she would have been in a home and getting a lot more attention and love. But then she would have eventually have to have gone back to 10 Lives. So Ange and I both were saying how we're so glad. I mean, they told us that she was about to go into foster care after I'd signed all the adoption papers. But I'm so glad that I spared her that. Hello, Trixie Tension. How are you, gorgeous? It is rinse and repeat, Jamie, the YouTube world. It is. And I think that there are creators that could still do really well thought out, eloquent commentary about what is happening on YouTube if they bothered to. But I think they all just get riled up about something, bang, go live, and then it's just like, bleh, and they release all this stuff. I think if they actually sat down and spent a bit of time writing something, didn't look at chat, just said what they needed to say, take a few questions and end their live, it would be a little bit more interesting, but it's really just mudslinging. Stop Animal Cruelty. She's absolutely divine. She's very different to Biscuit. She's a much bigger smoocher, even though she's not into sitting on my lap or even sleeping on my bed, and that's fine with me. I like her independence. But she'll get on the couch next to me and roll around onto her back and let me rub her tummy, which blows me away because it took Biscuit a long time to let me do that. This one's already letting me do it, but she also lets you know if she's had enough. But even when she gives you a little nip or something, it's really, it's not even, I mean, she doesn't break the skin or anything. She's got the tiniest little voice too, like her meow and her hiss are like, I was like, oh, you're intimidating. You don't have any lap cats? No. And look, there are some people that's all they want. My friend Roger, who's this, really big biker-looking dude, he's got a little 3-legged cat called Poddy for tripod. Her name's Tripod. Poddy, because they already had 3 cats, and he wanted a little lap cat, so they got her as a kitten. She'd already had her leg amputated. I don't think she got attacked by a dog or something. I'm not sure. She was like a little feral. And it's the cutest thing seeing this big burly guy sitting there with this tiny, even though she's at her now adult size, she's tiny. She's kitten size tiny. And he has this little ball of fluff on his lap. It's pretty fucking cute. I did, Trixie Tension. You must have missed some episodes. So you need to check Sunny out. She's absolutely gorgeous. I adopted her on Saturday, and she's like breathtakingly beautiful. All my friends and I were all like, fuck, her beauty is intimidating. I've said to every single person I know, when you come here, don't put on any makeup, don't get dressed up, because you will not out beauty this cat. Like Sunny on her worst day. But yeah, I did. It felt a little bit too soon, but it also felt right. So I went with this feels right. And fuck, I'm glad, because even just in the couple of days she's been in the house, it's completely changed the vibe in the house. You know, I mean, the house already feels, it always feels full of love, but there was definitely something missing, and she's given me a distraction. It's been lovely getting to know her, and I'm going to continue love getting to know her. She's very funny. She's independent. She's a smooch. She's very mesmerizing. She's very goddess-like. I mean, her beauty is out of the, like, it's off the charts. In fact, even if you just look at my channel, Trixie Tension, the thumbnails of her, she's crazy beautiful. In fact, if I wasn't driving, I'd stop my camera, because I think she's still my avatar. George loves a cuddle, but I have to stand up. Yeah, she doesn't like a cuddle. And I knew that she didn't like being held. I tested it out on the weekend out of curiosity, and she bit me on my nose. But not like a hard bite. It was just a little warning nip. Hi, Anne-Marie. I'm great, darling. How are you doing? I was saying before, driving out of Dodgers, that because of all this stuff that's gone down with the Jays for Justice channel, all these mods, former mods, that we were all super tight, but then some of us would get booted, some would leave, and we all kind of, you know, fell apart. We're all reuniting and having this sort of reunion, and it's been really lovely, because we've all sort of had this shared weird experience. But I'm loving that some of them are starting to come to my channel now, and because they can without getting berated. And they're going to meet all of you guys who've been my subs and my YouTube buddies since I got booted. And I think that's really lovely, because you're all going to love each other. You're all the same kind of people. How's Dennis doing today, Anne-Marie? One thing I've learned about Sunny is it's up she gets, breakfast, and then Zoomy Palooza. And I run after her, so I get a little workout as well. And she runs around the house for about 10 minutes, out into the enclosure, back into the house, down the hallway, under the bed, back out again. And then she wipes herself out and has to sleep. So when I leave to go to work, she's curled up, snoring her head off. It's pretty cute. Whereas Biscuit had tried to leave the house with me, and like, where are you going without me? And this sad look on her face that would haunt me for the whole day, having to close the door on this gorgeous girl. Whereas Sun's like wiped herself out. She's having a nap when I leave. It's perfect. She's got her music for cats playing 24/7 YouTube channel. It's actually beautiful music. I put it on yesterday for her when I went to the shops when I got all my grocery shopping. And when I got home, it was still playing, and I left it on. I quite liked it. It's just sort of really pretty piano music. So she's got her little playlist on, and she's lying on a chair in the sunshine, inside obviously, snoring her head off. She had a pour over her face to sort of block out the sun. I'm like, well, maybe don't fall asleep on a chair that's got the sun on it, go on one of the ones that doesn't. But anyway. Hey, Michelle Marie. Thank you, darling. It's exciting news. Oh, Dennis is having a play. Bless him. He is a good boy. But yeah, Sunny's very different to Biscuit. Similar in some regards. I mean, all cats have a few traits that are similar, but Biscuit thought she was a dog. This little girl knows she's a cat, and she's aware that she's an animal that was worshipped by Egyptians. So, not that she's a princess. She's very kooky. I wouldn't call her a princess, and she's very sweet. But she's her own woman too. Like, she'll let me know when she's had enough. Any sort of affection from her is on her terms. She didn't come into my bedroom at about 4 a.m. This morning. I woke up and then at 5 I'm up, but she didn't jump on me or anything like that. She just was on the bed briefly, and I'm like, oh, this is new. Like she was just sort of checking in on me or something. I don't know. I want to get a night camera to film her to see what she does at night, because I know she loves a midnight feast. She's a grazer when it eats. Biscuit would inhale her food in under a minute, and very loudly. I mean, you guys all saw that video of her eating at the bed. Absolute truffle pig. This one grazes, and so she leaves dinner, but then in the morning the bowl's completely empty. So yeah, she obviously has a midnight feast, but she's divine. And hey, Grandma Ducky. Journey should live in Australia. Surfer dude. I won't be able to read much chat while I'm on the highway. And don't feel like you're yelling at me if you use caps either. Hello, gorgeous Morgan M. How are you, beautiful? It's Monday night, I guess, for you guys, or late afternoon. So, she can't hear me anyway, but good to have you here, Morgan, as always. But yeah, I mean, not that any YouTubers, big YouTube creators listen to my channel, but take a leaf out of some of the creators who do really good content and think things out and write things down and get their thoughts out there and make people start thinking. It's far more compelling than just turning your mic on and yelling about stuff and bitching about people. There's plenty of information that these creators have got that they could do a live about and discuss without just being angry bitches, you know what I mean? There's plenty of factual evidence that is worth discussing. If someone's pissed you off or they're doing something that you're not happy about, you can still vocalise it in a way that it's compelling and you're questioning it and looking at why it might be happening or how it's making you feel without losing your shit. I won't be reading chat for a little while, but yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for the original content channels, and they're the ones that we should be supporting and encouraging. They deserve to be given super chats or PayPals because they're actually working and they're actually respecting their subscribers by giving them quality content. screaming. Oh, or ring cameras. Right, I'll look into that. That killed me on the back of that ute. Bumming it. There should be a dog on the back of a ute. Just heading into a spot where reception gets a bit patchy. Let's just do a reminder if it does get patchy that I'll be back shortly. I don't need 80 messages saying it's buffering, because I know it might. I will be back very soon. So now this is when we go down to 70 kilometres an hour. You watch how many cars go flying past me, because for some reason they don't think the speed limit applies to them. I'm doing 75 right now. Oh my God, the chick driving this little red car, she looks like Mother Teresa. I think that's a nun. A speeding nun. There goes another one. Yeah, I don't have to do 70. Neither does this asshole. I'm actually doing 80, by the way. So, yeah. What is it with people now? There's beautiful Mount Wellington coming into view. That fucker. Unbelievable. But because the police don't police it, she lets do this every day. And don't get me wrong, 70 is really slow on a highway. But it's the limit, right? Look at this fuckface. Let's play fuckface spotting. Now we're going down to 50. Oh my God, some of these people are going to lose their shit. 50, I mean, you could almost walk at 50 kilometres an hour. Get out and walk. But yeah, I don't know what it is about these tosses. And then they end up, like, I'm going to drive past nearly all of them, or that one saw the window of opportunity, but I've passed all of them now. Was it worth it? The fact of the matter is, it's peak hour traffic. This is how it goes, you know. Go live on YouTube. Chill the fuck out, people. I've got a great file to work on today. I've got to go through the whole file and read every single document to try and find just one incident or thing that happened in this person's workplace. I've already got a really good claim, but I've got to go through and just see if anything was ever mentioned that we can activate a second or third claim. I love that sort of stuff. I love researching and reading. So my office has this beautiful armchair. And even though we're a paperless office, I'm just going to grab the laptop and just sit in this beautiful armchair with my cups of tea and read this file from cover to cover. And I love that kind of shit. You have a pet cube play. It's awesome. Looks like chat's frozen, guys. That sucks. Or maybe no one's talking right now. Yeah, so I'm really excited about my job today. Also, I put in a referral to one of the tribunals down here, and I'm hoping that's going to get listed for a hearing fairly soon, and I can start preparing that. Well, actually, the referral isn't the hearing. The referral, you send all the paperwork to the tribunal, and then they decide if there needs to be conciliation. So put out good vibes that they do. I think we've got a pretty solid case. So starting to, you know, look after workers and get them what they're entitled to. It's a very exciting job. I love it. Hey, beautiful Emily. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning. It's 8:09 a.m. Currently 15 degrees Celsius and peak hour traffic, which I love because I can read chat. I used to listen to podcasts or YouTube channels driving in. I'm eating my other mini hot cross bun now. But now I like to go live on YouTube because you guys, if you've got anything you need to get off your chest, you can. This is drive therapy after all. My channel name change is only temporary, by the way. I will be going back to Traces of Nuts. But although T is for therapy does actually suit, because let's face it, we do drive therapy, we do beach therapy. But it's a little bit too close to J is for justice, and it kind of irks me a bit, you know. I mean, it's deliberately done to be a play on it, but... Oh, so it's 11 o'clock at night for you. Oh, no, hang on. 9 p.m. The sun's a bit bright in my eyes now. But yes, it's a lovely morning here in Australia. Tuesday, the 8th of March. Oh, you did have breakfast delivered. What did you get, Ruth? I was so excited for you when you told me that. Fresh from the bakery. Oh, is it foggy as fuck up north? Well, move south, babes. Come to the south of the island where the sun always shines. Well, we know that's not true, but it does down at my place. I love that Sunny's name is Sunny because she's putting sunshine back into my life. I keep singing Boney M's Sunny all the time. And every song about sunshine, sunny is a happy, positive, lovely song. But it's always sunny down where I live. The day might change. It might, become an overcast, rainy day, but it's very rare to wake up at my place and it's already overcast. So I get to go on these beautiful beach walks. The sun's out, and then, like 10 o'clock, suddenly it's like, okay, today it's going to rain. Well, no, you don't have to move to Hobart. Move to where your family are. Come down to the hood, man. I'd never live in Hobart again. I'm enjoying going into Hobart for 2 days a week, but if I had to go 5 days a week and put up with this shit, nope. No, siree. Oh, that's the way to go to work on a bloody motorbike. You can just go, another one, just right down the middle. That's smart. But yeah, I'd never move back to Hobart. It's getting too crowded, and it sounds weird because it's, we've only got just over 250,000 people, but we also have a shitload of tourists all year round. And it's a really busy city for the size of it. It's ridiculous. I still think it's a really beautiful city. Like, there's not many cities in the world that are at the base of a mountain, but also on a really deep working harbour. Well, there's a few. Seattle, Vancouver, Osaka, Cape Town, kind of. So it's, it's setting and everything's very beautiful. But I also love that the office I'm working in is sort of on the fringes of the city, so I don't have to deal with like getting right into the middle of the city. But you can walk to the city very easily. It is in the city, but it's on the edge of it, so you only got to walk a couple of blocks and you're in the middle of town. Blueberry muffins are the best. A flat muffin with jam and hot chocolate. What you call a flat muffin, we call an English muffin, Ruth. And they're great. Love them too. You're close enough, Tim. Fair enough. Fair enough. I love this island. Emily and I both live on the same island, in case you haven't worked that out yet, Grievers. It's a good island. So is there anything new happening on YouTube for us to discuss while we're sitting here crawling along? Anyone seen anyone talking about something that doesn't involve Diane's channel? Oh, don't get me wrong, the J's for Justice stuff, that can keep going for a while. Thank you very much. That's an almighty fucking saga. And I mean, it's not just Jay involved. There's the Lana stuff. There's that stupid bloody website. There's the 35C. I'm just glad that former mods are able to go into chats now and feel safe, because there's more former mods floating around and everyone's reconnecting. And even the mods that came along after I'd left, after I was booted, even though we didn't know each other at the time, we've all had a shared experience. I want you to live here too. Stop animal cruelty. You messaged me something to do with a bird. It's hilarious. Oh, cool. I've been a little bit slack with all of my. I wanted to let everyone know about Sunny arriving, and then I just got bombarded, understandably, because everyone loved Biscuit and so many people are still grieving for her. And they were so excited to hear my news, but I haven't even really I've been trying to respond to as many people as I can. I messaged a lot of my friends about it. I've had quite a few phone calls. Scott came up last night to meet her. My sissy has already met her at 10 Lives, but she's coming down. It's been quite busy. But I will. I've got lots of messages I haven't checked. I'll have a look at the hilarious burb for sure. I'll try and catch up with a few messages at lunchtime today. I made a really yummy lunch. Well, did I bring the avocado? Did I bring the avocado? Yes, I did. I love lettuce cups. So I did like this spicy chicken, and then there's a sour cream sauce and an avocado, and the chicken was sort of done in a tomato-based salsa. And there's something else that goes on it, and then you roll up put it in your little lettuce leaf and roll it up and chomp away. Bring it on. Bring it the fuck on. They're my favourite lunches, lettuce cups. It has made YouTube more enjoyable for sure, Jamie. Oh, wow, Trixie, you'd be really interested to hear your vaccine story. I had to turn off commenting on a couple of threads in my child-free group really late last night. I was too tired to actually let the mods know even, but they'll realise it when they go in there, because anyone talking about the vaccine turns into a fucking shitstorm in our group. And we've got a rule saying that, and we had to do it, but, all these sort of outlandish conspiracy theorists, we weren't going to, we've got thread approval turned on, post approval turned on, but this girl posted something really, just something about her parents having very different views to it. And then all these anti-vaxxers are on there being assholes and saying that she's manipulating her parents, and fuck, it's like, we're a non-censor group, so it's really hard for us to kick people out who have opposing opinions. But when it's just going to cause constant work for the mods and these mega shit storms and all these members breaking rules, I have no problem kicking them out. But yeah, it's just, it's everyone's bodies, it's everyone's choice. The end. The end. Like, go join an anti-vaxxer group and bleat on about it for months if that's what you want to do. But attacking members in our group, I might even say to the mods, can we just give any threads that mention vaccines, even though we're non-censor, which technically means we have to approve every thread unless it's breaking a rule. But I might actually just say to the mods, guys, let's just leave the vaccine-related threads in the queue for a while, because it's like every fucking day. It's no different when there were, the US elections. Like, the whole group turned into a fucking disaster area, whether people were pro or anti-Trump. But it's an international group. There's people in it from all over the world. No other country's election causes the same sort of fucking bullshittery. So we had to turn thread approval on for the last US election, and we haven't turned it off yet because it's just fucking annoying. It's like there are people from all over the world in this group, and yet Trump, the vaccines, it's just like they're just topics that make people go batshit crazy. And don't get me wrong, I can't even imagine what it must be like for people living in the US right now with COVID. It was stressful enough in Tassie when we had a cluster a gazillion miles away from where I am, thinking, oh my God, this thing's arrived and we're all about to have to go into lockdown. We didn't, and we're now COVID free. But it affected all of us psychologically. It's affected Australians big time. And we haven't, I hate saying this because 900 deaths is still too many, but we haven't even had 1,000 deaths for the entire country. The US has had more cases than the Australian population. I can't even imagine what it's like for you guys. So we have been incredibly, and most of my mods are in the US, by the way, we have been incredibly understanding that people are really fucking stressed at the moment and depressed, and I have absolutely no understanding of what it must feel like to be living there right now. But yeah, the bloody vaccine arguments and the abuse of people over it, oh my God, it's just exhausting. It's exhausting. I don't think anyone should be judged either. It's everyone's body, it's everyone's own individual choice, full stop. Or as you guys would say, period. That's pretty much the stance the majority of my community, like the members, have about abortion. Pretty much the majority are of the view, your body, your choice, full stop. Same with voluntary assisted dying. Your body, your choice, full stop. If they came with science and data and, peer-reviewed stuff and opinions of people with some sort of fucking qualification to even talk about it, that's great. Let's all learn some stuff. Let's discuss it. Let's, debate it. Let's pull it apart and put it back together and see what we all come up with. All for that. We love lively debates and discussions in the group. But just calling other people, it's so similar to YouTube. Just calling people every horrible thing under the sun and checking out their profiles and using what they've found, that is actually a rule break, going onto someone's profile and then putting a comment in our group saying, well, judging from your profile, you're a whatever, that person's automatically inclusion if they do that sort of shit. It's kind of like we've had a very strong anti-doxing rule from day one, and this group's over a decade old. Yeah, fingers crossed for you, stop animal cruelty for sure. Australia has definitely benefited from the lockdowns that we've done, and the fact that we've got so few active cases in the entire country, it's incredible. I'm really grateful that our government, both federal and state governments, took a very conservative approach and they listened to the scientists and medical experts from countries like Spain and Italy and France that were getting absolutely battered by it. Plus, we also got to see what was happening in the UK, especially in England, and in the US, and they luckily the government listened, and they listened to the countries that had been absolutely reamed by COVID and took it seriously, and became incredibly conservative very quickly. But we also learned from some other countries, it's like, well, that's not working very well. Like the Swedish model, we're like, Boris Johnson, all the stuff that happened in New York. So yeah, I'm glad that governments took a really conservative approach, and still are. You know, one community transmitted case, the whole bloody city, wherever it is, goes into lockdown for 3 or 5 days. They do all the contact tracing. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck if it's Orwellian. Call us sheeple all you want, but we're not losing family members and friends daily and not being able to say goodbye to them as they're dying in a hospital, and not being able to give them a funeral. And it's been a really interesting time to be alive. A really interesting time to be alive. I love how the global community is so much smaller and closer now because of COVID. I love how so many people have stopped being so I want and have started to be a lot more we need. I love how people have started to shed all the excess crap in their lives that doesn't bring them any joy, and they're focusing on what really does matter. I love that so many people say be kind to each other now, or, you know, take care, or be gentle with people. Like, it's, yeah, there's a lot of good that's come out of it too. Hey, Kylie, how are you, beautiful? Just cruising into work. It's 8:27. I'll be at the office right before 9. Some mornings I would already be out of my car. It just depends. But I think because it's the first day back for everyone after a long weekend, it's usually a bit like this. Tomorrow will be a better run in, I reckon. Isn't Sunny cute? She's beautiful. Yeah, stop animal cruelty. Like, I can't even imagine what it's like. And, you know, I think Ruth's 1 year anniversary of not leaving her house is coming up this month. I can't even imagine. I know how much you guys freak out with me driving around and taking you to farmers markets and stuff, and nobody's wearing masks. They've never been compulsory here. This island's COVID free, so we do have to wear them if we travel. If you go to the airport, you've got to wear them. I do own a mask, but I don't carry it on me. If I had to go to the airport, I'd grab it. We've only ever had to self-isolate here. That's the most extreme it got. I know, well, up in the northwest of the island, there was a cluster, and people up there had to essentially go into lockdown and wear face masks and stuff, but not down at the southern end where I am. I was in February, Ruth. I thought it was March. Fuck, man. It's crazy. Crazy. But at the end of the day, you're still here, right? So, you know, I could quite happily, if I was told I couldn't leave my house, well, no, I reckon I'd be okay. As long as I could go for a walk on the beach, which we were allowed to do when we were self-isolating. Like, if they'd closed the beach when we were all self-isolating, that would have been hard, because that is my antidepressant. Beach walking is the thing that keeps me grounded and sane, with a few traces of nuts. You have a fabulous day too, Kylie. Great to see you. Thanks for popping in. Anyone need anything from the Trade Centre at Planets Mitre 10? Speak up now. I can run and knock on his window. Oh, fuck, I forgot I had coffee with me. Oh, it's now an iced coffee. It's still good. Don't mind cold coffee, can't stand cold tea. I mean, I wouldn't drink cold coffee that had been in a mug all day on my desk or anything, but it just becomes a nice coffee, right? But cold tea, yuck. So we're now going over the Golden Gate Bridge, one of Tasmania's most famous landmarks. You can see Mount Everest in the background, one of the most mysterious mountains in the world. Soon we'll be driving past Buckingham Palace. Get your cameras at the ready. Hi, Lady Pegasus. See, Emily, thanks for popping in. But yeah, I've got some good projects. Buckingham Palace has come into view for me, but because you get the long view, you probably won't be able to see it yet. Ah, the flag is up. The Queen is there. The Queen is in residence, everybody. Our governor is female. She's awesome. Kate Warner, her name is. And a bit of trib. She's married to the brother of my stepmother. She's a very well-regarded lecturer at the University of Tasmania Law School. She's a really great girl. She was appointed when my brother was King of Tasmania. And it's a shame my dad wasn't still alive because he would have loved it. He would have been like, fuck, my son's premier, my sister-in-law's the governor. Dad would have been strutting around like the happiest man on the planet. But unfortunately, he died right before Will became premier. And yeah, but he would have been, Dad was a very, very passionate constitutional monarchist, and he would have just absolutely loved it. He died believing my brother would become premier, which he did, which Will did, which was great. But yeah, if he'd been around for both Will and Kate to be kind of important people here, he would have loved it so much. It's a shame he missed that. Jamie, the traffic. Yeah, so actually, if you look at the traffic now, can you see on the lane, like to the right of me, there's cars going into town? That's normally a laneway out of town. So the bridge switches lanes. Like in the morning, it's 3 lanes coming in, 2 lanes going out. And tonight when I drive home, it's 3 lanes going out, 2 lanes coming in. They switch it over at 9 a.m. It works. Hobart's primarily all one-way streets too, so apparently it helps with traffic. But when people come here, they're like, oh, is it easy to drive around? I'm like, well, I think it is because it's all one-way roads, but like when we get further down, we're on basically Davey Street now, so this is an arterial street leaving out of the city, which is why there's lanes in both directions, but in a minute it'll all be one way. We're royalty. Well, we were described as the Kennedys of Tasmania quite a lot because, well, it's no secret, my whole fucking family are politicians and have been since the late 1890s. You know, at one point, my dad, my uncle, my Oh, no, not Will, but my dad, my uncle, my grandfather were all politicians at the same time. Then it was just my dad and my uncle. Then it was my dad and Will. Um, yeah, it's the family trade. I mean, I personally wish we'd all been sparkies or plumbers, but, we're boring. We're all lawyers and politicians. Although when we resigned as Premier last year, for the first time in my life, except for a 6-month period where my uncle had left his state seat to run for federal parliament, and my brother was running for state parliament, so there was still political activity going on. But yeah, last year, for the first time in 53 years of my life, I didn't have a politician in the family. I didn't have a relative who was in parliament. And I was like, you fucking a beauty. I can finally misbehave and not worry about the ramifications of it if I get caught. And when I say misbehave, I'm talking 53-year-old misbehaving, not 23-year-old misbehaving. And then Biscuit, I'd rescued Biscuit, and because she had a bloody gigantic following, she thrust me back into the public eye. I did 9 interviews about Biscuit in the first year that she was with me. Radio, TV, fucking ridiculous. So I was finally out of the public eye, and I'm like, thank fuck. And then my cat becomes a mural, and I'm being interviewed on all the time, like even interviews about why you should get an enclosure for your cat. I was the one that got interviewed about that because everyone wanted to hear about Biscuit. I know, watch out. I'm going to be a rebellious 54-year-old. Oh, the mischief I'll get up to. I normally hang around in the car park and have a bit of a chat to you guys and read chat, but I'm not going to be able to because it's not going to be a mad dash to the office. It's going to be a pleasant stroll, but as long as I get out of the car as soon as I've parked it. But I used to have to temper my behaviour all the time because I didn't want to end up on the front page of the paper. The Premier's sister does work. And that was partly why YouTube, when all the shit was happening with the J's for Justice stuff, I zipped my lip because I didn't want to end up being on Premier's sister involved in ongoing argument on YouTube. Watch this space. It'll still be happening in 28 years' time. Because nothing's ever discussed and zipped up and done with on YouTube. Oh no, let's flog a dead horse forever. So yeah, I had to be really careful. I was mindful of if I got into any controversy on the YouTubes that it could end up on the front page of the paper here. It was ridiculous. And it was concerning. Like, it was an actual possibility. It's a small place and we don't have many celebrities here, so our politicians are celebrities. So our police commissioner is considered to be a celebrity. It's ridiculous. It would have been awful. Imagine having to explain it, and Will would have been on the phone to me going, what the fuck are you doing on YouTube? Why has this made the front page of the paper? I got kicked out of a mod crew because I gave another creator $10. Will would have been like, are you on drugs? And I was like, no, but I should have been. I didn't tell my real life friends and family about YouTube. Not much. A couple of people knew, but they looked at me like I was batshit crazy. And even I could hear myself telling them what had happened and thinking, this sounds absolutely insane. I think it's best that I just don't discuss it. The real Tory is reborn. Oh God, no, the Tory of days gone by is gone. Unfortunately, this newfound lovely thing called anxiety has changed me forever, but there'll still be mischief. But it is liberating after 53 years of behaving myself to know that if I, say if Scott and I do the Memorial Naked Beach Walk for Birdie and we get caught, which I can't really say much, but actually I do still have to behave a bit, unfortunately. The family member hasn't decided to leave the public spotlight, unfortunately, so I still do have to temper my behaviour, but don't worry, there will be mischief. It won't have the same sort of ramifications that it would have back when my brother was Premier. But I can't be completely cray-cray. I'm going to have to forever be well-behaved in public, I think. It kind of bums me out a bit. Okay, let's go. Yeah, the YouTube, that's why we're all so close, I think, because we all share this crazy world that is the YouTubes and we all understand it. But yeah, trying to explain it to people that don't know about it, it really does sound totally ridiculous. Oh, I think my little park is up the end. Woo-hoo. Most of these are reserves, but this one at the end isn't. Look at that, guys. I hope everyone has a really lovely day. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will read the chat later. I may go live driving home because I'll be excited about getting home to little Sunny Girl. Put the ticket in my wallet. I hope everyone has a really, really lovely day or night. Be kind to each other because it's free and it makes you feel good. Compliment a stranger if you see one online or out and about in your travels, because that also feels fantastic. One thing that is weird though, people that do get a bit freaked out about YouTube and stuff, they're equally as active on, say, Facebook, which is, I think, even more toxic at times than YouTube is. Because there's still some good shit happening on YouTube. You just have to find it. But Facebook is just, for the most part now, just really toxic and yuck. But thank you for everyone who popped in. Sorry I couldn't read all the comments. That is the downside of the live drive. I hope that you've all had fun hanging out together and getting to know each other, because I do have a beautiful channel full of gorgeous people, and I really love that all the mods and I are reconnecting, and they're starting to come in here, and they're going to really love getting to know all of you beautiful, beautiful people who have hung out on my channel for a long time. Thank you to anyone who watches the replay. I think that's unbelievable if you've made it to the end. An hour and 19 minutes of just random things. Well done, you. Oh, don't drop your laptop, Tor. But yeah, I might hit the live button driving home. I do like drive therapy. If you do muck around on the YouTubes, make a mental note to bring up a topic for us to talk about on the drive home. If there's something going on that is fresh and exciting, I wouldn't put money on it. But hey, let's not be cynical on a Tuesday. I love you guys. I hope you all love me too. No, I'm kidding. We've known each other a very long time, Lady Pegasus. So bye from me. Be good, everybody. And yeah, I'll probably hit the live button driving home because I'm going to be very excited getting home to my beautiful little sunny girl. And until next time, be like Biscuit. Chill out, groovers.